What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jamie Slott, and today we're going to be inserting an IV. Alright, come on, let's go into the patient's room. We checked the orders. The doctor wants a IV inserted. He said we can put in a saline lock for now, just in case we got to give him any drugs or any fluids later on. So, hi, my name's Jamie. I'm one of the students here. I'm going to be giving you an IV. Do you understand this? Yes, he follows commands and he understands. We'll provide for privacy, and we're going to wash our hands.
But if you want to use yours, you'll be able to see that.
Ooh, that's good.
But you're totally
Do you have any allergies, and can you verify your name and date of birth?
Yeah.
He does have allergies. I don't know what they are to. They are not to iodine or alcohol or needles. This is John Doe, and his date of birth is, he said it, that's right. Alright, so first we're going to get all of our equipment set up. We're going to select a vein, get a little bit of tension on that. We got a cover underneath his arm, so that way if any blood comes all over the place, we can catch it and not get it all over the linens. We're looking for a vein. The tourniquet's going to be about at least 20 centimeters above. Looks like we got a nice vein right here. And make sure that I got all my supplies. I got my 2x2 gauze, got my op site, my gloves, my saline lock. Make sure not to contaminate it. If you do, then you just grab a new one. Open up our extension tubing. Be careful not to touch it with your hands. Since we didn't contaminate it, we don't have to clean it off with alcohol. We're going to then prime our tubing. So get all those air bubbles out of there. And make sure that you can do that with the cap on. And we'll loosen that a little bit. Just because sometimes it can be a pain in the butt to get off. Pain in the butt to get off. Okay. So IV tubing is primed. The tourniquet hasn't been on for very long. So we got a nice vein right here. If we wanted to make his veins pop a little bit more, we could tell him to pump his fist, or we could get a warm compress to cover those veins for a little bit, for like 10 to 15 minutes, and that'll help him bulk up a little bit. Let's grab our hand sanitizer one more time before we put on these gloves. Grab our gloves. Do you have a fear of needles or a history of passing out? He's speechless. He's impressed with how good of a job I'm doing. If he did have a fear of needles or a history of passing out, we could get somebody else in here to help hold his arm still, because we don't want to have to poke him more than once. And if he has a history of passing out, we'd make sure that he was laying nice and flat. So we're going to select our vein. We got a nice one right here. We'll just go ahead and clean that area, going in a circular motion, starting from inside to outside, not crossing over the area again once we get it cleaned, because you don't want to drag all those contaminants that you just wiped off all the way through that vein. We're going to take the cap off, make sure that that catheter is nice and loose and it's good. We're going to hold tension on his arm, pulling downward traction. Make sure you get a nice good poke, nice and quick. You get that little flash, and then you just advance the catheter. And then we can release the constricting band right away, since we don't need any blood. And then we don't have to occlude, but it's hard to break habits. So we'll just do that, and then we can pop our cap off and put it back on that guy right there. We're going to aspirate to make sure that we're in the vein, and you see that? We're in the vein, so that's good news right there. We can flush her. I'm just going to have you hold that there for me, okay, buddy? And it's nice and secure in his arm. He's not letting it go anywhere. And we're gonna make sure that it's nice in place, and then just cover up the catheter, not covering up the saline lock. We can take off the little paper part, and then we're gonna date and time this little doohickey right here and help use it to secure his catheter to his arm. Oop. No, I'm just grabbing my pen. Is it a pen? There we go. And it is 12:50. So
Okay.
12:50.
Put the lock on before
Initials,
you,
and then today's date.
apply it. It doesn't matter.
You know what I mean?
And we're gonna let the patient know if you're feeling any discomfort, just to use your call button to let us know. It might feel a little warm or anything. If you feel warmth or cold, that's not something that we would typically feel. So let somebody know. It's gonna hurt a little bit right now because you just got a needle stabbed into your arm, so that's perfectly normal. But if you have any irritation further on down the road, just let somebody know. Then I can take my gloves off. I can wash my hands. Then we gotta go document. So we gotta document under the right patient. Gotta make sure that we get the date, the time, the gauge that we use. So we got a 20 gauge in his right forearm. It's really his left arm, but it's his right forearm. And then if the catheter's intact and how the patient tolerated it and everything was well, and we got an offsite covering it, and it's just a saline lock, so we don't have to say that it's infusing or anything. And before I get too far, I gotta tape down the saline lock. And I never unscrewed that. So we'll get another saline flush for this, so that way we can make sure that there's no blood in that line so it doesn't coagulate, otherwise we won't be able to use it.